All right, could you state your name, please?
My name's Terry Cronin.
And Terry, what is your profession?
I am a contractor. I own a small business, so I'm now retired, and heating, air conditioning, refrigeration contractor.
And how long were you in that business?
Oh, I started a business in 1983.
Okay. And that was here in Buckhannon?
That's right, yeah, exactly. Well, when my wife and I started the business, we lived in the southern part of the county.
Okay.
In Rock Cave area.
Okay.
Yeah, and then shortly after, within a year or two, then we moved to town.
Okay.
Just in time for the big flood.
Oh, okay. I've heard a lot of stories about that. So where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from just outside of Pittsburgh,
okay.
A little borough called Mudhall.
Okay, and how did you get from Mudhall to Rock Cave?
Okay, so my dad was a heating air conditioning contractor.
Okay.
So that's how I kind of learned the trade. And then, well, it might be a little interesting, but at the time, my wife was working at well, like an ice cream store.
Okay.
You know, in Oakland, and was held up at gunpoint.
Oh. No.
Yeah, that was a little scary.
Yeah, you know? I can't imagine.
So we decided, yeah, we might be looking for a place a little more rural,
peaceful,
rustic. And,
yeah.
So shortly afterwards, we had some friends down here. And we moved down and visited and moved down. So.
Yeah. So how did you become involved with Rotary in town?
Well, after we moved the business to town, and pretty soon you could see all that Rotary was doing around town, and including the blood screening at that point had already started.
Yeah.
And so I decided, that sounds like an interesting group. I think I'll see if it's possible to join.
Yeah.
So,
and who was your sponsor at Rotary?
Denny Klingensmith. At the time, he was with Central National Bank, which has changed names a few times and is now Premier Bank.
All right.
Yeah.
And how did you get to stay with Rotary all this time? I mean, what made you stay?
Well, I guess a combination of the service that does a tremendous service to the community, I think, and but also the camaraderie, getting together.
Yeah.
And, definitely not the singing.
And you've been a member for, I think it was 27 years now, or?
I lost track.
Okay.
Somewhere in there, but that sounds about right.
Yeah, yeah. And so tell me about some of your earliest or favorite memories with Rotary.
Well, when I first joined, then the lunch meetings were up at the, what's now the 88.
Okay.
In the Bicentennial, up on the second floor. And so it was always great to get together socially and everything.
Yeah.
So, and like I say, the singing was interesting, including Bob Chamberlain's rendition of the Happy Wanderer.
Did you give him a microphone, or?
He didn't need one.
Oh, okay.
Strong voice.
Okay, great.
But Doc Chamberlain, yeah, so that he loved that tune. But so it's a lot of good times. And then, of course, the blood screenings. We were already doing the blood screenings. Dean Everett had really been involved in starting those, organizing those.
Yeah.
At the time, they were up at St. Joe's, and that was always an adventure. And so it would be done in what I know is the old convent. But it's now like an administrative wing. Yeah. In the library, and then so the lines would come back out of there, snake all the way out through the halls, back up, and so it was quite an operation. And just like today, a great turnout.
Yeah. And when did you guys relocate or open up other locations? Like for the middle school and the senior center?
You know, I'm not real good on dates and years, but you know, even then I think we were doing some of that. So I had actually I did a lot of my volunteer work for blood screening at what was then the Tri-County Health Clinic in Rock Cave. And so, oops.
That's all right.
So sorry about that.
It's fine.
Forgot to do that.
It's all right.
So yeah, so I spent a lot out at because of my connections to the Rock Cave area, so I spent a lot of time out there on the blood screening drives. And it was great. I mean, it was almost like a reunion. There's so many people come,
Right.
you get to chat, and not too much chatting generally beforehand, but after they had their blood drawn, then come out, and it was almost like a homecoming, really. So.
Yeah. So how would you say Rotary has influenced you over the years?
Well, I don't think there's any question but the being so committed and involved in the community,
Yeah.
and both in trying to improve the community, and there's nothing like whether the actual involvement in an event like the Special Olympics, going out and doing something for Special Olympics,
Yeah.
or there's just that sense of community spirit and community building. So much of a community depends on people working together. They may come from different places, different viewpoints, and but the ability to just work together in good humor and do
Right.
great things. I mean, I think over the years, whether it's the beautification projects that Dr. Brain started,
Yeah.
Bob Brain started,
Yeah.
and so a lot of that was hands-on, slinging hammers, building that pavilion down there at Jawbone Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, or digging, planting. I think the first thing I did in Bob Brain's projects were in front of City Hall there. So that was the first beautification project.
Okay.
So planting petunias or
Oh, okay.
I don't know what, something in that little park in front of the
Okay.
Gibson Library there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so that was great fun. Yeah, yeah.
Have you traveled anywhere with Rotary, or have you gotten to go to any special events?
Just the local. So
Okay.
for our district. So up at Ogilvy or
Okay.
the Lake Conference Resort up there.
Yeah.
The local meet. Where you really get to hear some of the international students that come.
Yeah.
And that's always so fascinating. And even I think more fascinating are the individuals from here that go to international projects.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and do presentations. But I remember one year a conference down in Flatwoods. I don't remember what that's called. the center down there,
Okay.
And so I chatted a good bit with a fellow from Brazil.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
And he was from, I don't know, Sao Paulo.
Okay. Yeah.
Big city,
Yeah, yeah.
But where he was staying here was in a very remote location outside of Flatwoods. So, near Sutton, but it was,
Yeah.
I mean, out in the country.
Right.
So,
Big transition.
oh, yeah. So, I don't know how he did it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's just, you can just walk to anything and lots to do and tons of people.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so he was out on the farm, yes. But he's enjoying it and learning a lot.
That's good. That's good. So what other advice do you have for anyone interested in becoming a Rotarian?
Well, I just come with a friendly spirit, working spirit, get involved, and you can't go wrong. I mean, it's a great organization, and the community really depends on it. I think of all the youth groups that are helped, high school groups. It's just does tremendous good for so many people in the community, and so get involved.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Terry. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Christina.